don't even know where to start.
I bet you think that I should calm down, and that I'm overthinking everything about you. You know we should work it out. You know we should work it out.
I'm not really sure how long this intro is going to be, but if you'd like to get right to the crafts, right here is the timestamp for you to jump to. Hi, and welcome back to my channel, According to Kat. If you are new here, please introduce yourself in the comments below. And if you're returning, just say hi. But before we get started in these DIYs, I think I need to have a chat with you and let you know where I've been since January of this year. I have not posted since then, so I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and I just didn't think it would be fair of me to say, I've been really busy. So here goes. I honestly don't even know where to start with this video, or just to let you know where I've been and what I've been up to, but I guess I'll start with this. I think most of you know that have been with my channel for a while. You know my mom passed away from cancer back in January, and I had a really tough time with it, obviously, and I just miss her so very much, and I just knew this video was going to be so hard for me to make, and I think that's why I just kept putting it off. And I'm sorry I'm crying already, but I knew this was going to happen. So ever since she passed, I've been having a really hard time with feeling like, I know this is going to sound silly, but like what if something happens to me and I'm not there for my kids? I have a son who is 13 and a daughter who is 11, and they are my everything. And I just kept thinking that something was going to happen to me. I don't know if that sounds silly, but it was an irrational fear. And I kind of went to this dark place. I don't know if you know what I do for a living. I am a special ed teacher. I teach kids with emotional disturbances or mental health disabilities. And I just know that going to work every day, I have to put on this really happy face and this really positive attitude. And I am a very positive person. And I have to do that every day. Well, as you can imagine, my school year was really tough. My students were going through so much, and just being there and trying to be that positive role model for them every single day. And even when I wasn't feeling positive, I had to be that person. So that was really tough for me. And I just felt like I was giving, and I was kind of left in a bad place. So basically, I'm here to let you know that I'm sorry I haven't been around, and I feel like I've let so many people down. I didn't want people to think that I was really cavalier about this, like I didn't care. Like, I felt as if I needed to be that positive person for everyone, and that you wouldn't want to see that side of me, that side where I don't feel happy. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like I could give my most positive self to all of you. And I'm gonna really try to do better. I'm so sorry, I'm like so sweaty right now. I'm a mess. And one more thing, I just want to let everyone know not to worry about me. I am so blessed and grateful for everything I have in my life. My husband, my kids, my friends, my family. I am truly, truly blessed. I have so much to be thankful for, and I'm happy about so many things. I will creep in and out of that dark place just because I miss my mom so much, and those irrational fears can creep up on you. But again, I am in a good place, so please don't worry about me. I thank you for all of your support and for everyone who reached out. I love you guys. And I guess there's nothing else to say, but let's get right into the crafts.
Starting out with a DIY number 1. So The first thing I did was I took this Dollar Tree Believe sign and I pop out the back, which I already tried, and just to make sure it worked. And I'm just not loving this glossy paper that's showing through, and I would like to use some paper that I already have. So rip off what you can, just be really careful. There's some nails in here. And I just take my sanding sponge from the Dollar Tree and I just do a quick run over just to make sure any places that are raised, I'm just getting that off. And then I do the same with the side piece that kind of fell apart here. Any paper that's remaining, I go over with my sanding sponge. I just take my little pliers and I'm taking out any nails that are left over. And then I just give a once over across the front of it because some of that wood is a little splintered. Now I'm taking my Cricut Deluxe paper. I really like this black and white check right here, and I thought that would look really cool on the back. I'm using the backing of the Believe sign just to use my utility knife. I'm going right over so I get a good cut, a precise cut that would fit right on that back. Now to apply this paper to the backing, I'm just going to use a plain old glue stick. I do use Mod Podge once in a while, but I notice that I tend to get some wrinkles and I don't love the outcome sometimes, so the glue stick was the way for me to go, especially when using decorative paper. So I'm just going to smooth this right on the back, and that looks really nice. Just holding on the front to make sure it looks good, and I'm loving it. And remember, you can paint this wood any color you would like. The front you could paint white, black, red, green, whatever matches your decor. And right now I'm just taking some hot glue and now putting this box back together again. Going right across the top with a bead of hot glue and then placing that right on there. I try to hold it pretty tight while it's drying. I'm trying to avoid any gaps in the wood, which hot glue can sometimes do. So I'm just giving it a second to dry here. And then I just went around with my hot glue gun where I thought that it wasn't as secure as I liked. Now I'm just putting a bead right around the backing here so that I can put the entire back piece on, and right here you can see it just went on pretty easily, and I tried to line it up the best I could, but as you can see there is a bit of that paper showing, and that's just because the back was a little bigger than the rest of the piece, which is okay because I had these sticks that I got off of Amazon. They are 12 inches long and they're kind of like a stir stick, but they don't have one end that's bigger than the other or a weird shape. They're just straight, and I use them for crafting quite a bit. I have a link for them below if you'd like to check them out. I use them for crafts every once in a while and I really like using them. And you can see I put one on the bottom. I also put one on the top, and I was going to leave it just like that just to make it look more finished, but then I didn't like how the sides were standing out, so then I decided to encase the entire box, the Believe box, with those sticks. I'm just cutting them down, and you can see I just kind of measured by drawing on the stick that was there, and then I realized I have to cut a little more off, and then I will use that piece to cut the other side as well. So I'm just fitting that in place and making sure that it's a good size, and now here I'm going to draw the second piece and cut that and get that ready to go. So I'm just going to take some hot glue right along this edge, and I'm going to put that in place. I do notice right here at the top left corner, there is a little bit of a gap between those two corner pieces, but I will show you how I fix that in a minute. Again, I'm doing the other side as well. And you can just leave the box just like this. It looks really nice and finished. However, I wanted to make it a little more Christmassy, so I took these Dollar Tree wooden trees, and I think they are so cute. You get 8 in the pack. And I'm also going to take my Waverly Chalk Paint in Fern. I love this green color. I just think it is a really good green. I just love it. So I just glued down an old calendar piece just to paint on, and at first I painted 3 of the trees. I was going to do a couple keep a couple natural, but I didn't really love how that looked. So just so you know, I painted 5 trees and I gave them one good coat. So I just measured out where my center would be on the top of this wooden box, and I put my first tree there. And I used my ruler and I kind of measured out where I could put my side trees. And then just put a dot of glue on the bottom of them. I'm acting like I'm so precise about this. I really wasn't that precise. I think I pretended I was. And then I put one on the other side and then just filled in that space with the other 2 trees. These trees are so cute. I bought 3 packs, but I probably should have bought more just in case. Do you ever feel like that when you're at the Dollar Tree? Like, oh, just what if they don't have them next year? And should I buy more? But then you don't want to keep hoarding too much. And are you like me? This looks so cute. Like you could leave it just like this. However, I needed to fix that little corner piece because it was bothering me. It just had a bit of a gap more than the other corners. I found this ribbon in my stash and I really liked the look of it with this piece. It is red. They have red snowflakes on it, but I just love the natural look of it. I tied it just like I would tie my shoes, and I'm going to take some greenery that I had. I love to use garland that I get during like Black Friday, things like that. Really good deals. And then I cut it apart. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just going to take a little hot glue and put that right there in the corner, cover up that opening. And then I take the other piece and I put it at another angle and hot glue that right on. I'll take my bow, put that right there, and you could leave it just like this, but I thought it could use a little red, so I found a bunch of red berries from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut off a few berries, maybe like 3 or 4, and I'm just going to put that right there in the crease of the bow. I love how this looks, and this is done. I hope you like this as much as I do.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite
Next up, DIY number 2.
It means
So
so
the
much
first thing I did was I
more
took this Waverly antique wax and this chalkboard from the Dollar Tree. It's the kind that has the backing on it so you could stand it up, and I give this one good coat. I will take off any excess with a paper towel, and I really like using this instead of stain just because it dries a lot faster. These letters that I have here are from Amazon, and I think you get 7 letters of each letter, and I love the font, I love the natural wood of it, and I love the size. So I will leave a link for those below if you're interested, but I do use them quite a bit. But again, I think they're the perfect size. When I'm using these small letters, my favorite way to attach them to anything is by using this Dollar Tree super glue, but the gel form. I just think it's less runny, and the little precise tip works perfect on these tiny, tiny letters. And you can see I'm using that little stick at the bottom to keep my letters straight. And you can see I put the little stand out in the back. Love it. So cute. Next, I took these Dollar Tree wooden cutouts of keys. You get 6 of them in the pack, and I think they're adorable. So I decided to paint them in a metallic gold. It's a folk art paint, and I just gave it one good coat. I took this ribbon with that little stripe down the middle. I thought it was really cute, and I'm just going to loop it right through the top of that wooden key. It was fraying quite a bit, this ribbon was, so I thought I was going to seal the edge, but I had no fluid left, so that wasn't going to happen. So I decided to hot glue that in place and make sure that it would hold that fray in. So then just cut off a nice piece that you could drape over the back to hot glue. And you can see right here, I just put a little bead right down, and then I turned it around to the front and put a little dab right there just to hold that ribbon down in place, and I just let that hang there. And that is so cute. And I was going to leave it like that, but thought it needed a little something, so I just put a little bow right here at the top. And this is done. I hope you like it as much as I do.
Oh, oh, da, 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 oh, oh, da, 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 oh, oh, da, 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 making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with
Moving
you.
on to DIY number 3.
Baby,
So the first thing I did was I took this Dollar Tree wooden plaque and some Waverly Chalk Paint in the color Plaster. I really like this color. It's not a stark white and it's not a yellow white. It's just a really good color, and I use it quite a bit. I gave this wooden plaque one good coat, and you can see I'm putting my nail dryer here. That just speeds up the drying process, and I like to do that when I'm crafting. So I take this Dollar Tree, I guess I would call it like a wallpaper tile, and I am going to make them into mountains. But as you can see, thought I was going to leave it together, and I knew I wanted one small and one big, and I end up cutting them apart, and I like that look so much better. I did not leave them together, and you could see here in 1 second, yeah, I didn't like the way that looked. So once I cut them apart, that was perfect. The back already has adhesive on it, so I just peeled off the backing and I could lay that down. This little wooden sign is also from the Dollar Tree, and those ridges are actually in the sign. You could see here I'm using my nail. You can use something else. I don't know why I used my nail. And I just ran my finger right across, so to push that in, that actual sticky tile in, so it looks like it's all one piece and that I just didn't stick a sticker right on top. You could see I just have the sticker off the edge a little bit, and I made a mistake, and you can see it pulled up beautifully, and I could lay it right back down. And again, I'm doing the same thing where I'm running my nail right in that ridge just to make it look like it's painted on there, and it looked really good. I love how that looked. Now I'm taking my utility knife. Who shot this? The angles are horrible. You can't even see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. There, that's better. No, it's not. My hand's in the way. I apologize. I gotta do better with that. And right here, because when I cut it, I don't think my blade was super sharp. I could see some of the paper, like the white, showing a little bit, and I didn't love that, so I thought I'm gonna file it. Yeah, that didn't work either, but I'll show you how I fix that in a minute. So I made a little decal on my Cricut Joy that says "'Tis the Season." It's super simple with a font. I like a cursive font, and it looks so good, and I am just putting it right there on my wood piece. And next I'm just taking up this transfer tape. It was coming off in pieces. I think there was a weird slit in it. So right now I'm going to hot glue this plaque right here on my sign. And you could just leave it like this. But then I noticed that the plaque right at the top, there was a really wonky edge to it, and I couldn't stand that wasn't straight. So I am taking another piece of greenery, and I decided to cover that up right there with some hot glue and this greenery. And I'm so glad I did it, because I think it added just another rustic element to this sign. And then I dumped out, obviously, all of my little baby pine cones from the Dollar Tree, and I am hot gluing a couple right there. to add to this little greenery piece. And I thought I was done, but I'm not. I took some watered down antique wax and I just went over that edging where some of that white was showing through when I cut the paper. And now it's done. I hope you like this as much as I do.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas.
DIY number 4. So the first thing I did was I took this Dollar Tree wooden plaque. It's a little bigger than the last one. And I made this vinyl decal on my Cricut. This was already made on the Cricut design space, so I just cut it out. The bottom letters were really small and I had lost a couple of them. So I'm going to make that work in 1 second. So I just cut off the top. And I am just going to burnish this, make sure it's all attached to the transfer tape. And then I will lay it right here on my wooden piece. I love to pretend that I'm measuring it so straight. I don't do that good a job, believe me. I do better eyeing it. And I just scrape this on and make sure it's good and attached before I pull off the transfer tape. Usually pulls off really nice, especially on raw wood like that. So now the bottom. So I had to cut it apart. So it said something like cozy fireplace, but fireplace was missing all its eyes. So I just got rid of it. So now I'm making it say cozy scenic view, something like that. It all works. Taking off the transfer tape, and then it had 2 arrows on either side. And I will just add those back in. So like I said, it did say something different, but I am making it work. And I think it looks good. Let's straighten that up a bit. Yep, definitely like it. I don't know why I'm showing so much of this. Sorry. I'm just making sure that looks nice and straight. There we go. Love it. Now I have this sign from the Dollar Tree. I'm just pulling off this sticker on the back. I love when they come off so easy like that, don't you? And I thought this was such a cool design on the front. I'm just going to hot glue this in place right there at the top. And this is an ornament from the Dollar Tree, and I thought this went with the whole rustic vibe. So at first I'm just going to take off this plastic pine cone. I didn't really like how it looked, and I thought I was going to leave the rest go, but you can see here I changed my mind. I put some hot glue on. I wish I would have done it before I put it down, but I really was going to make this work. And it looks better on camera though. Now that I'm looking at the greenery, it didn't look this good in person. So I would have kept it. So anyway, yeah. So I take off the greenery and now I'm taking some stashed greenery that I have and I'm cutting that. And this looks a little more natural in person. So I'm going to hot glue that right there at the top. And then I will use some of the mini pine cones from the Dollar Tree. I just don't love the plastic pine cones. Sometimes you can like spruce them up if you put a little white paint on them and make it look snowy. And this is one of the little frosted pine cones from the Dollar Tree. And then I took the little red berries that were on this prior and I glued them in place as well. And this is like a really easy rustic decor piece, and I love how it turned out. I hope you like it as much as I do.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I want.
So here we are at the final reveal, my favorite part of the video because we get to recap everything we just made. So the first thing we made was the believe sign. I loved how this turned out, especially with those little green wooden trees at the top. This is so cute. Next up is the Santa's key sign. I love this, especially with the gold key and the little red bow. Next, we have the 'Tis the Season rustic sign. I really like those tile pieces from the Dollar Tree, and this turned out just how I wanted it, along with this winter cabin rental sign. Both of these have that really rustic feel, which I love to decorate with during the holiday season. Can you guess which one of these DIYs is my favorite? It's the believe sign. I love how this one turned out, especially with the little green trees at the top, and my daughter's already trying to claim it as her own. Tell me in the comments below which one of these DIYs is your favorite, and are there any you're going to be making this holiday season?
So that's it. That's the end of my video. I hope you liked everything you saw here today, and I hope it inspires you to make something of your own. If you have not checked me out at Instagram over at Cat Luna Designs, please do so. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love if you did. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye! I am so glad you're here. My name is Kat, and I'm like sweating already. Am I allowed to wipe the sweat off while I'm talking? Oh my god. Why is it so hot in here? Did he turn like the heat up? Please, ew, I'm so close. Please do so if you, I'm so close. So if you have not checked me out at Instagram over at Catluna, if you have not checked me out at Cat Luna Designs, please do so. What? That's not what I say. I haven't done this outro in so long I forget how it goes.